Hello, Dan here, back in Prague, in my flat after a couple months in Valencia. And in this video, I'm going to share a concept that I really consider essential learning for anyone who wants to work for themselves or do something creative in your life. This is something that I need to constantly remind myself of, including very recently. And I have a recent example of this. A few of you, but probably not everyone, know that I'm going to be hosting an event here in Prague, actually, in this beautiful city here. And that requires people coming to the event, because guess what? If you throw an event and nobody comes, it's not really much of an event, right? See if I can sit down here. There we go. So in organizing and promoting this event, it's important people actually come, because if nobody comes, or say only one person shows up, it's kind of going to be weird. I mean, it might be fun depending on who that one person is, but you get what I'm saying. So then you get into this mental dilemma around the event where it's like, hey, what if only 2 people come? That's not really what I promised, right? That could suck. How can I promote it if I don't know for sure that there'll be enough people there to make it a fun event as I've promised? But if I don't promote it, nobody will actually come to it. Now, this is an internal struggle that I have had for at least the first couple events that I organized in the world, going back to 2018 when I did Life Design Fiesta in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. That one was fun because someone committed insurance fraud by blowing up a boat, which led to the U.S. State Department putting out a terrorist notice that no one should go to Playa del Carmen the week I announced the event. That did not help sales, but it was still a success. I found a way to pull it off, and I think everyone was really happy, especially since at that point I think only 4 people came, but 2 of the 4 came to my future events in Europe, so that's usually a good sign. My point is, I have this fear. It comes up. It's even come up for this event I'm having in Prague, which, by the way, is Life Design Fiesta 2023. I'm hosting it in Prague, September 13th to 17th, and I'll have a link to the page with this video here. Even with this event, that fear has come up, and yet I know I've had the fear in the past. Every event I've ever done has worked out. No need to have the fear. And I can intellectually talk myself through it. It goes down, I take action. But I'm able to do that because of this thing that I've learned, which I'm sharing here in this very video, which is that you need to have faith in your future. Because if you don't, you won't take the action today that will ensure you have the future that you want to have happen. And then you'll end up having this kind of self-fulfilling prophecy, right? So for example, if you want to write a best-selling book, but you think to yourself, well, what if I write this book and then no publisher wants it? And then you spend all your time worrying about that and you don't actually write the book, then, of course you're not going to become a best-selling author. If you're thinking of organizing some kind of program, a trip with friends, whatever it is, anything we want to do, if we don't believe the outcome will be successful, we won't take the action we need to take today to make it successful, and then it won't be successful. And then, we'll be disappointed about that. And we'll be like, see, brain, I told you it wasn't going to work out. It's not always easy, but you must train yourself to have faith in the future, working out the way you want it to, and that will empower you to take the action you need to take today, which will then make things work out. This is how a huge amount of businesses and the economy and everything sort of works, right? I mean, you can even think of things like Kickstarter, where people pay for products that aren't invented. I mean, imagine if everyone on Kickstarter was like, no, I can't take anyone's money because what if we can't do this? Well, then nothing would ever come through on Kickstarter. And I'm sure there are many campaigns on Kickstarter where people collected money and then were unable to make the product they wanted. They just couldn't get there. It was impossible. I mean, I'm sure some people even lost interest or whatever. That is possible. People have definitely promised something and then failed to deliver. But people who assume something won't succeed and never take action are guaranteed to never deliver. So whatever it is you want to do in your life, you must build that vision of what it's going to be and that it's going to be successful. And when you feel that doubt come up, and it is totally natural, as I told you, I've thrown these events plenty of times before, and I've had this feeling for almost all of them. It's popped up. And it's like, dude, you know it's going to be fine. But the feeling comes up. And how do you deal with it? My approach is generally first a bit of an intellectual conversation with yourself. Like, hey, it's going to be fine. Also, debating whether it will be fine or not is not going to help the actual event or whatever else succeed, right? So talk it through with yourself a little bit, as well as spend time really thinking about it being successful. And that might involve writing out what it's going to look like. So, you write out, hey, what is the next year of your life going to be like in the ideal world if things come together? You might visualize that and think about it. And when you feel this anxiety or fear about the future, the unknown, visualizing it working out the way you want is a surprisingly effective way of squashing that anxiety and giving you the confidence to take action and move forward with things. Speaking of moving forward with things, I've got myself a bit of a dilemma here, okay? And I'd love your help in the comments on this, all right? And this is going to be probably a disaster. So I've got this friend who showed up on my balcony while I was away. Yes, that's a pigeon, and yes, there is an egg under her. And I really don't know what to do about it, because having a family of pigeons living on your balcony is not good. It is not good at all. But I can't bring myself to get rid of the egg or the pigeon. That's so mean. It's going to be a baby pigeon. I'm fortunate to have a couple balconies, so it's not essential I clear this one immediately, but I've also noticed the amount of junk on the balcony has increased over the last couple days. And as well, the pigeon has laid the egg right around where the drainage pipe is, but I've been watching it when it's been raining, and so far, no flooding. Really don't know what to do about that. I guess that's another way that you can calm your stress and move forward with your business and your pursuit of your dreams is find another struggle to fill your mind, like what to do with your new pigeon friend on your balcony, and then you don't have to worry about the other things. Having faith in the future, visualizing it turning out well is absolutely essential to crushing anxiety and fear and moving forward when you're pursuing your dreams. Apply this to everything you're working on, and I guarantee you will spend much less time in worry and fear and a lot more time on producing and creating and moving things forward to create the most awesome life possible for you and those you love. See you in the next video, and maybe in Prague as well. If you have any questions about the event in Prague, you can ask me in the comments, or you can always email me, dan@dreamsaroundtheworld.com. See you soon.